Have you ever wondered how to power one of your off-grid outbuildings? Today I'm going to show you how. Behind me here is the shipping container that I use for storage and for a workshop when I'm up here at the cabin, and I've been running it for years on minimal power. Every time I needed power, I had to lug out a heavy generator and listen to that noise while I was working. I've been seeing a lot of people using power stations as a replacement for a generator, and it seemed like it would be a good solution for me. So today we're going to be setting one of those up here in my little workshop. This is the AFERY P210. It has a built-in 2048 watt-hour battery and puts out 2000 watts of power. So it should run everything that I need it to here at the cabin. What makes it special to me is that compared to a generator, this is going to run quiet and won't take away from the piece of the woods. It comes with a nice pouch for the storage cables and a dust cover for when it's not in use, which will be really nice up here. It gets a little dusty. And an owner's manual that you can actually read. Mine came with a 200 watt solar panel, which will be nice for when I'm not using it here. I'll be able to use it camping and on overlanding trips, and if I have to move it anywhere else on the property and need to top off with the power. My plan today is to install these two 100 watt panels up on the roof of the shipping container, so we got a semi-permanent solution for keeping this topped off. This will take up to 500 watts of solar, so we may expand that later. I'm not going to be using this excessively, so I think 200 watts is going to be fine. We'll see how it does. I built this quick solar panel stand out of some unistrut and some brackets and a big block of wood that I had that'll give it a little weight. We'll get this up on top of the shipping container, and rather than anchor it down with screws, I'm going to try some 300-pound magnets that I picked up to keep this thing from moving once it's on top of the storage container. So that we're not drilling a bunch of new holes in the shipping container, I'm going to expand one of these vent holes to run our solar cable through. Now we need to install the MC4 connectors at the ends of our new cables. MC4 connectors are super easy to do if you have the right tool. I'll leave a link to this tool and the other items I used for the install down in the description below. I installed Y-branch connectors so that the panels could be installed in parallel to help deal with shadowing on the panels. I got the solar panels all mounted to the roof. I installed those 300-pound magnets I was telling you about. This shouldn't go anywhere, but I did leave plenty of cord so that I can move things around and test it for better areas of sun. Well, let's plug in the solar and see what happens. The display came on automatically when we plugged in the solar. I like how it's got a nice big display showing we're at 98%. We're not in full sun right now, but it's telling us we're getting about 44 or 45 watts of power coming in. Let's plug something in and let's see what happens. It's got 6 outlets here on the side, and I really like how the lid stays open by itself. The biggest thing I run out here is this chop saw, so we'll see if it's got enough power to handle it. Here we go. It handled the chop saw just fine, so I think it'll handle anything that I plug into it that I'm going to need up here. I'm really looking forward to installing some LED lighting in here so I get some better light at night. In the meantime, I picked up this little magnetic work light that we'll set up over the workbench, get it plugged in, and now we got a little light to work with. That's awesome. I think it's time we take this thing outside and set up that mobile solar panel and see how it works. This thing's a little bit heavy. It weighs about 49 pounds, but compared to lugging around a gas generator, it's light. The portable solar panel that came with it seems really well built. I love how it's got the pocket on the side with all the wiring in it. And it's got these legs so that you can stand it up that have retractable straps on it. So it's easy to take apart and put back together. This thing sets up super easy, and there's plenty of cord if you wanted to take this inside your tent or camper. I'm really looking forward to taking this on my adventures. I see it being a great asset on overlanding and camping, so I'm looking forward to using it there. Some of the other features that I'm noticing that I really like is it's got a built-in light here on the side. That'll be nice for emergencies. Looks like it does a strobe as well, fast and slow. I also like how each individual power type has its own button. They're not all running all the time. So you got your DC, your 12-volt power outlets, you got your USB and USB-Cs. They all run on their own button, and then your AC on the side. You got your 6 outlets. There's a little button above that to turn them on. I also like that there's a cover up here that you can store all the cords in when you take it places, which is really nice because I'm going to be using this more than just in here. It'll stay here most of the time, but it's nice that I have something that I can move around the property, take it camping, use it for other things. I also really like the big display. It tells me exactly how much power I got left, how much power I'm using, and how long it's going to take to recharge it. Out here in the woods, I don't want a loud generator running all the time. This is a great little unit that's quiet, and it seems to do everything that my generator was doing for me. If you need something to power an off-grid outbuilding, or something portable to take camping with you, or overlanding, or just be able to move around different parts of your property, you might want to check out this unit, and I'll leave a link to it down in the description below. For updates on it in the future, please subscribe, and I'll let you know how it's performing. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.